right, Fresh, let's go to our second game here. It is the Tennessee Volunteers traveling to Missouri. They're going all the way down to Columbia. At time of record, this shocked me. Tennessee's a 1-point favorite in this game. Missouri had a great showing against Georgia. I mean, after watching that game, I know we didn't get to do our recap. I was highly impressed. It's something both me and you talked about, Fresh. I thought Missouri played very, very well. Definitely a win that Georgia's able to hang their hat on. But Cody Schrader jumped off the screen for me. The fact of what he was able to do against that Georgia defense, I think he's going to have a field day against this Tennessee defense here. What say you?
Well, I mean, first off, can Missouri regroup as a team and take down the Vols? You put all that energy going to Athens to try to take down number 2 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. You play, toe-to-toe with them. You lose by 9. And now you have to come back and take on Tennessee and get regrouped. This is a sign of actually, whether you won or lost, you play great football, but elite teams basically get your best effort week in and week out. So now you have to get yourself recharged and ready to go for Tennessee, who, in all essence and all intents and purposes, had a bye week when they played, UConn this past Saturday. So get yourself regrouped, re-energized. Know you take still something to play for. I mean, the winner of this game keeps themselves in the conversation somewhat for a significant, postseason. Mizzou, if they win, puts them in a good little spot to keep maybe even outside chance. You never know, New Year's Six bowl, something like that. But there is something there for both these teams, considering they're 13 and 14 or 14 and 15 in the new rankings. They're both right there in the shouting distance. So there's a lot to play for in this football game. And Tennessee obviously has a chance of coming after it and getting Missouri and then line up play Georgia next week. So how does Missouri get up for this football game offensively and defensively and regroup after taking off a tough loss, playing a pretty good valiant effort? And then also from the Vols perspective, are they looking ahead of the Dogs next week? There's a lot of revenge. A lot of Vols been on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok and whatever social media platform, for the past 360 plus days, just yapping and yapping and yapping that they're going to get revenge for last year's loss in Athens. Are the players, are the coaches, are the fans all looking ahead, just bypassing Missouri and looking ahead to Neyland next week and don't take Missouri seriously? If they do and they lose, then their chances of anything really true significant other than potentially upsetting Georgia are out the window. So are they focused and ready to play? That's what I'm kind of looking at, where these teams come out in the ball game. As we've seen the whole entire season, both these teams are very strong in the first half. The Vols owned Bama. We all watched that game. They tore it up. They were up 13-0 in the first quarter, but they settled for field goals. And instead of being up 21-0 or 17, it was only 13-0 at the end of the first quarter. They gave up opportunities. It cost them in the end, and they ended up losing the ball game. But they came out with a lot of fire in the first half and got after Alabama, but they couldn't finish the football game. Missouri up 25-17 versus LSU at the half when they were taking on the Tigers. They were up 39-35 with 5:40 left. I mean, other than LSU was up 39-35. They just flipped the script. They couldn't keep that momentum going. They couldn't find ways to take the next step, to stem the tide, to win the football game. They're up 22-10. They threw a pick at their own 45, and LSU scored and kind of flipped the script on them. When will these teams actually finish the deal in a big game? And that's what I want to see from both of them, because they both have started great, but they faded. Where's their momentum coming in this football game? Are they ready to play? Are they fully focused for a 4-quarter battle? You mentioned Cody Schrader, and with him and Jalen Wright for Tennessee, the two running games are going to have to take over, because the quarterbacks, we know what we're going to get from Milton and from Cook, but the two running backs are going to have to set the tones for the respective teams to maintain the pass rush, to create the play action pass, to use the full field. And if they don't get that ground game going, their passing game becomes very one-dimensional and probably not going to be as successful. And they're going to need that running game for the whole 4 quarters. If they can keep that going, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, it maintains the game. It controls the clock. It allows the opponent's offense to sit on the bench, keep your defense rested for clutch closing time late in the fourth. Where will these games play out? It's great you jump out to early leads, but you can't finish the football game. Which one of these has the momentum and the ability to finish the football game? That's what I'm looking for. There's going to be a lot of points in this ball game. Tennessee's played a much improved defense this year compared to the past 2 years. Missouri's been up and down, but they play very physical at the front, at the line of scrimmage. The defensive line can definitely get after the quarterback. But I'm kind of worried about that Missouri secondary and how they hold up. Can the Missouri pass rush set the tone for a full 4 quarters and protect the secondary? Can Tennessee's defensive backs, tackle, Luther Burden, Weiss, etc. for that Missouri offense. This is going to be uh, a crazy game. I think whoever comes down to the turnovers in the fourth quarter is going to be the true deciding factor after the running game in this ball game. Because you look at last week, Brady Cook was playing well, threw 2 picks in the fourth quarter, took the air out of it. They ended up losing to Georgia. Milton had a couple turnovers in the game versus Alabama in between that kind of led to some, flip of momentum and losing the ball game there. Which of these teams plays run the football? Which of these teams can play mistake-free football? And which team can actually play a full 4 quarters? Right now, it's more of a toss-up for me in my perspective and their motivation and how they're going to play those 3 key elements. Um, from what I've seen, Tennessee still lost to Florida. They didn't blow out A&M. They've kind of batted around. They've played resilient football, but not sexy football. They haven't blown people out and dominated consistently in the league. Missouri has actually taken out K-State. They played neck to neck with LSU. Um, I'm going to take the Missouri Tigers at home to win by 3. I just think that they have a little more momentum right now, and I don't trust Joe Milton on the road. And Josh Heupel on the road is not very good. They've shown that they aren't the greatest. I'm just going to stick with that. Missouri's going to win. They're going to take it by 3. And Missouri's going to continue to have a great season and move forward.
Yeah, I think Missouri's got this one in the bag. I really do. The problem I have is who's Tennessee's best win right now on the season? It's against Kentucky. And even that game was on the road, granted, but you have a 6-point win over Kentucky. Virginia, Austin Peay, UTSA, South Carolina, A&M, and UConn are your other wins. Missouri's the more tested team. They're the better team. And I think that Brady Cook is going to really want to show off in this. I think that there's a lot at stake. I think being the number 2 team in the SEC East, and I think people will remember how hard Missouri played Georgia. And I think that they were respectable where you walk away going, no, we had a good loss versus them. Now, this is your 1 year that you can have a good loss. It's not something that you continue. But with a program like Missouri where people weren't expecting them to make this leap this year, having good losses, looking respectable, winning some big games along the way, that's how you build a program and a culture. Brady Cook, he's been the one that's impressed me. He really did a great job on leadership in certain aspects there, but he's got to make better decisions. Sometimes where he's forcing the ball into maybe too tight of windows, and instead of kind of taking the easy play, I'm looking out there. If Tennessee, not Virginia, but if Tennessee's going to win this one fresh, it's going to be with, like you said, Jalen Wright. He's got to take this game over. He's got to be the one that's really going to be kind of shouldering this whole load and being able to go at. He's had back-to-back 100-yard games. He scored in both of those games there. I need to see more out of him. I need to see more out of this defense a little bit more too. They have 30 sacks on the year. Are they able to get after Brady Cook? He's taken 16. Are they able to put Missouri behind the sticks? Are they able to really kind of wreak havoc in that backfield? Not let Schrader get moving, kind of hurry up Brady Cook's clock inside of his head? I don't know. I think that Missouri has impressed me. I think that they're going to have a lot of things come for them. They've had a great kind of opportunity to bounce back because both these teams have a catch-22 with him. Like, Missouri is a possibility of having a letdown game where Tennessee is maybe not taking this game so seriously and looking ahead. So which one of the coaching staffs are able to get them to take this game really seriously, say, hey, we still got a lot to play for in front of our schedule? I like Missouri in this game. I like Missouri big, like way more than that 1-point spread like there. I'd be hammering that. I also think the over's coming in on this one. Over under set 58.5.
No doubt. That actually might be in by the end of the third quarter. And like you mentioned about the pass rush, which I think is going to help Missouri. Going at last week's preview when we talked about Missouri, Georgia, Brady Cook has the number 1 release for all quarterbacks in the country, getting the ball out of his hand in 2.35 seconds on average. So it's a quick snap, quick release, getting the ball out of his hand, and that's going to help slow down some of that pass rush. So if you are Tennessee, Probably not going to get any sacks, but if you were getting your hands up, knocking those balls down, and maybe being a disruptive at the line of scrimmage, that's going to help you because you're not going to probably get to the quarterback very much because he's getting rid of that ball in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.